done.
Good morning.
So your contribution on the course Improving Performance and Accountability in Public Sector is going to be focused on performance management and its practical aspect and the strategy to establish a highly effective performance in an organization. Can you give me an overview of this session and the topics that you will cover?
This is a great course. We're looking at how organizations can improve in a number of different ways. So we start with a strategy. What is it the organization is looking to achieve? And we cover mission, values, and the objectives. So we're really clear about where you're going. And then we focus on how do you get there? Now, there's such a range of different methods of transformation in the public sector, and we try to give a flavour of that range. So we look at, for example, how do you achieve excellence, working from a positive basis. So we look at techniques such as appreciative inquiry, which participants love because it means that they're working from a position of strength, a positive basis of what they already know they can do. We look at capacity building, how we can change behavioural competencies, how we can develop leadership and build capacity in organisations. And then in terms of performance improvement, we're looking at continuous improvement processes. So, for example, things like a balanced scorecard. A lot of the participants are interested in that, and some have tried to implement it already, but are finding that actually they need some more input to make it really effective. And we also look at performance measurement, which is the technical side of it. So we're looking at measures that matter, what drives the organisation. We look at how we monitor those things, how we then use that information to make change. So we take it from the big picture right down to the very practical stuff. And then the participants have the opportunity to really analyse. So out of that big picture, what's going to be useful for us?
Very good. So what's your practical background that you bring into this course, Dawn?
So my background is as a director in local government in the UK. So I'm a public servant. I've been a public servant for about 15 years. And I also worked for the Department of Communities and Local Government nationally as an improvement advisor. So my job with them was to go around to various agencies and help them improve their performance across a whole range of issues that they were trying to really make an improvement on.
Mm-hmm. So what have you find are the specific challenges that organizations, especially public sector organizations, are facing currently, and they need really desperately to implement these performance measurement or management systems?
Mm-hmm. In the UK, one of the big challenges for the public sector is increasing demand but decreasing resources. So organisations all over the country are facing challenges to provide the services that people need and to prioritise the services that people need. And that involves a lot of political decisions. It involves a whole range of different agencies needing to work together to meet those needs locally. Now, performance management means that if you see the whole system working together as a team, that every organisation needs to play its part in that. And that, for me, is one of the big challenges, because in times of decline where constraints are on you and you're under pressure to perform, under pressure to really make an impact, the need to work together is really great, but the demand has to be about meeting need on the front line. So one of the challenges really focusing on the outcomes. What's the result for citizens, for taxpayers, for all of the stakeholders, and how can we meet those needs?
Mm-hmm. So what will be the benefit for our delegates? Most of our delegates also come from emerging economies. What would you say that this course can bring to our delegates who come also from emerging economies?
Some of those dynamics are similar in that if you think about the meeting needs in cities as opposed to rural areas, being able to cover the range of demands with organisational infrastructure that may not have been up to scratch in the past. So the need to transform is still there. And the practical skills is you're learning from best practice, which has already been tried. You're learning a whole range of different approaches so that you can develop what's appropriate to you and your culture. So our participants know their culture. I know the tools and techniques that might be useful for them. And it's a kind of expert meets expert type approach. So they can decide, they can use their analytical skills to decide, yes, that could work for us, but maybe that wouldn't, or this would be useful. And if we're going to make this useful, this is what we need to do.
Okay, thank you.